Hi, this is Dominic from Paphos Life, and in today's film we're driving from Kathikas down to Peyia and Cobbled Bay. So let's have the map up first of all, and you can see we're starting up just with a nice drive through the village, which is a lovely place, and we're taking the coast road down all the way through Pikni Forest to the junction, and we're turning left to go through the centre of Peyia itself, and we're finishing by a journey down Cobbled Bay Strip and parking past Cobbled Bay Beach. So we're on the lower road through Kathikas. We've just come up from Strumby and the B7, and we're driving up past the main village, which is on the left, and we'll be soon turning there. Now this turning here, take it slowly. It's very squeaky for a start, but also if it's wet it can be quite treacherous, so bear that in mind. But yes, it does make a terrible noise when your tyres go over it there. Now we're doing a bit of road works on the left in some of the side streets in Kathikas, but here's the main church. There are lots of restaurants here, and if you want to have a look around, the main car park is on the left of this area here, and if you take the Gorges route, which you just passed, which we just passed on the back there on the left, that's another way of getting to the car park, because it's a central area that's surrounded by the various restaurants, and it's been done up nicely now, so it's an easy place to park your car for exploring the village. But we're coming out the other end now. Straight ahead of us you can see the eastern portion of the Akamas Peninsula. There are lots of gorges in there and nature trails. One starts not too far away from here on the right, but we're going to be going left into towards Pykni Forest. Now it's not really a forest if you ask me, it's more of a wood, but they don't seem to call anything woods here or copses. Basically, if it's got a few trees in it, it'll have the label forest, which is a bit bizarre because Paphos Forest itself is absolutely huge, and there's no way you would say, oh, that's just a wood, whereas Pikni Forest, like a wood to me, but we'll let it pass. Now there's another nature trail and a donkey farm, I think, on the left back there, which I've yet to do. But also along here you'll find numerous viewpoints available for enjoying the amazing views that you get of Cobbled Bay and Peyia and Kisonica. You'll see them in a minute. And on the right you've got the Akamas, so all in all it's a very pretty place to drive through. However, it is also a very winding place to drive through. There are some very sharp turns here, so take it nice and slowly. And while I'm on the subject of taking things nice and slowly, join our subscribe. It's a terrible segue. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, please do. I need all the help I can get, and share it far and wide, etc. And if you want to help us out financially, then go to our buymeacoffee.com/Paphos Live page, and there you can send us a few coffees. I need coffee. And if you want to get something in return other than just a warm, satisfying glow, then go to our Etsy shop at etsy.com/shop/Paphos Live. And if someone in your life likes Paphos and is dead keen on it, it's a perfect place to get them a gift for Christmas. Calendars, cups, t-shirts, pictures, all of Paphos that we've taken. And we've been doing it for a while, so getting pretty good at it now. So have a look, that's all I can say. And oh yes, and join our Facebook group, Paphos Chat, or Cyprus Chat if you want to speak to people about the whole of Cyprus. And follow our Facebook group page, Paphos Life. And that way you'll keep informed as to everything we do, because we post on Facebook as well as posting films on YouTube. So it does well to follow us there as well. We've got over 71,000 members now, or followers rather. So there you have it, that's the marketing out the way. It took me by surprise, basically, as you may have noticed. but it's fairly, because there's not a lot to say about this area that I haven't already said, like all Akamas on the right, nice views on the left. That will do you until we get to Pikni Forest, I guess. So it was nice to have something else to talk about. But the gorges they've got on the right, it's not just Kathikas Gorge. There are numerous other ones hidden away. Some of them more easily accessible than others. And I do occasionally do films of the insides of some of these gorges. They never seem as popular as any old driving film I do, which is always a shame, I think, because they're by far the most fun films to make, anywhere where I'm out walking in the countryside. And honestly, if you went to the locations that I filmed and things like that, even in places like Kathikas and places like that, you'll have such a good time. So perhaps I should say, get out of your comfort zone, hire a car and go and do a bit of exploring, because the countryside of Cyprus, and especially Paphos, is absolutely stunningly beautiful. And in the next few weeks, when the rains come a bit, and it won't be like terrible rains, I know you've had it bad in the UK, for instance. I mean, we get wet weather mainly in January and February, so in October we'll have the occasional shower and the occasional storm, but mostly it'll be sunny days still. But what the rain does, it starts the cycle to turn everything green again, and in the springtime it'll all be every colour in the rainbow because of the flowers. But prior to that, you'll have all these brown fields will be green, and it looks completely different. Anyway, I suppose you could call this the foothills of the Pikni Forest if you wanted to go along with their whole forest motif. But we're heading down through the wooded area. On our right, you'll see there's a little restaurant. Now, if you take the turn just after that, it's a bit bumpy, so you probably want, I don't need to say go on it if you're on a four-wheel drive or ATV, but that takes you to above one of the gorges, the lesser known ones. And there's a very white knuckle ride you can take from there down towards Gorges. I wouldn't recommend it unless you're on an ATV or it's your own car, because your insurance would definitely not cover you. But to get into that area, you want the turning just there, past where all those cars are parked. There you go, that's that one there. And once you're there, if you follow that road that you're on, you'll come to a junction, a T-junction. If you go right, you'll end up on a plateau by the gorge. But if you want to go down to Gorges on the very bumpy route, then you'll want to turn left there. But as I said, it is very bumpy. I think it's actually the E4 route, which is a walk that goes throughout Europe, and including Paphos. It goes from Paphos Airport to Larnaca Airport via all manner of places. And Pikni Forest picnic spot is on the left in there, and that gets very, very busy any bank holiday. Sometimes you'll go there and you'll be the only person there, but come bank holiday, you'll be fighting for a bench. Not literally. I am puzzled though, because they have communal barbecues there as well, but obviously there's only a certain amount of people can use a communal barbecue. So what happens if they're full, so like 4 families have turned up, all their barbecue stuff and all that, and the 5th one arrives? What do? Do they like shuffle all the sausages and souvlaki along? Or is it just, well, you got to go and find another place? Anyway, we're coming off the main coast, the main Paphos, the main Gorges road, and we're turning left into Peyia itself, the centre. Views here are pretty stunning as well, and there are a couple of nice viewpoints you can stop to take pictures. It's also a very good place if you've been to Peyia Chippy and bought some fish and chips and you want to eat them with a nice view. You can come here, but take your rubbish home with you. I'll point out Peyia Chippy when we go past. Otherwise that won't make that much sense. I'm only saying that because that's something I've done in the past. And it was fun, I did enjoy it. Eating my fish and chips while enjoying the view. So I'm not one of these people who, when I move to a foreign land, completely engross myself in the culture 100%. I do like to have a few home comforts. So what's wrong with that? I mean, I don't go around Chinatown in London berating them all for not eating Cornish pasties and shepherd's pie. So I should be allowed my fish and chips when I want it. Having said that, I do like souvlaki, and I do like souvla and all the usual kleftiko and stuff like that. So you'll notice I'm a meat eater. This place here fascinates me because it seems to be built into the rock and there are some caves in it. I'd love a place like that, especially if I was a kid. But this is another winding road down into central Peyia. Soon we'll be at the old cinema and the cultural centre before hitting the church. There's also a Philippos supermarket up there, which puzzles me because there's a huge great one on the main coast road. I guess this is probably where he started out, but I'm only speculating. I'm sure there's many people who have lived in Peyia for decades who will be able to tell me the full story. Peyia is a place that's very popular with British immigrants, I'll say, because I'm trying to get away from the word expats because I find it a bit of a daft statement, really. We're immigrants if we come here and live, and there's nothing wrong in that. But yes, there are lots of British immigrants in Peyia. So if you want, if you're looking for a place to move to yourself from the UK, and you want, if you like, more of the home comforts of the UK, then somewhere like Peyia or Mandurah is a good place to head for, because other villages will be less UK inclined. So when I say UK inclined, I don't mean anti-UK by any means, because you'll get on fine wherever you are here. But you are basically, for instance, I live in Pylemi, and like quite a few people speak English here, and you have no problem doing the shops and all that. But it is a Cypriot village, and when they have like Cypriot, when they have events and festivals, all the signs announcing them will be in Greek, which is fair enough. I mean, that is the language they speak here. It's a bit of a myth that everyone in Cyprus speaks English. It's not the case. And I know that most British people here are pretty terrible, myself included, at learning the Greek language. Greek is the de facto language here. I mean, I'm getting better at it, but it's difficult because they're so helpful. The local Cypriots are. You can go to a shop and you can try floundering and talking to them in Greek, and they'll respond to you in English, which doesn't help your learning. I mean, I learned much more in France when I was cycling around there, because I'm just interrupting myself here. Peyia Chippy, we're just coming up to it. In a little bit it'll be on the right. Past these things here, because I said I'd point that out. Okay. Got overexcited there, didn't I? It was a bit too early. There, it's in there on the right, Peyia Chippy. Okay, so now you know where that is. Anyway, where was it? Yes, the language, because when I was travelling in France, I picked up the language very quickly because I had to learn. I had to speak in French, so I had my little phrase book out, etc., etc. And I soon got En chambre de livre pour un homme s'il vous plaît avec une douche. That sort of est un garage pour mon bicyclette. And but in Cyprus, when they're so helpful, it's a lot more difficult to learn it like that. And also, if you get a lot of Greek language courses online, you'll be learning Greek and not Cypriot Greek, and those two are different. And there's nothing more frustrating than learning how to speak a language than finding it's slightly wrong. Anyway, so I'm not having a go at anyone for not speaking Greek, because I don't. I barely manage a few words myself. But I am saying, anyone who says that everyone speaks Greek, I mean everyone who speaks here English, they're wrong, basically. Anyway, we're heading out of Peyia now, down towards Coral Bay. If you're wanting to go onto the Coral Bay strip from here, don't follow this road all the way to the coast road, because then you'll have to drive across the road, which can take a while because of traffic before getting to the Coral Bay strip roundabout. Instead, we're going to turn before then through the Philippos homeware section of the soup. Actually, I can't. It's not part of this. It's like he's got an empire down here now with a whole separate building that's like furniture and DIY. You'll see it in a minute. And apparently this road's going to be renovated over the next year or two. Going from Coral Bay roundabout, Coral Bay strip roundabout to, see, we turn right here. That was just before the usual turning. There's the Philippos home shop on the right. And beyond that you'll have Philippos supermarket on the right. And I think it's called Phil's Restaurant, next to the supermarket. And here's the main coast road, but fortunately we can just turn left here, which is a lot more simple. And there you got the roundabout coming up. We could have gone straight across as well if I was headed for Coral Bay Beach as opposed to Coral Bay Strip. I would have just gone straight across there, and then I'd have ended up at the other end of the strip. But we're going to be turning down the main drag in a minute. I still can't get over how much this place has changed since last year. It looks so much better now. And still people make up guff about it. I mean, someone was posting the road was supposed to be 1 metre higher than it is. And just look, can you not, people see how much of a ridiculous statement that is? And I feel compelled to call out stuff like that, because otherwise people will hear that and think, oh yeah, they must be right. They're not, they're idiots. Simple as that. Tell them that. Anyway, on the right is Cali Resort and Spa, and on the left there's a little chicken farm. I say that because last time I was doing a walkabout film here, there was chickens coming across the road and into the grounds of Cali Resort. And if there's an exclusive chef in there, those chickens better watch out, that's all I can say. Anyway, on the left you will have Coral Bay Beach and Coral Bay Beach car park. I'm not going to be driving down there. Instead, this trip I made in order to fly the drones, and I tend to do that between Coral Bay Beach and Coralia Beach, because then I can film both beaches without having to move locations. So rather than end this film at Coralia Beach, which is what I normally do, I'll be ending it just in front of Thalassa Hotel. Before that you got Coral Bay Beach on the left, which is what that nice big sign is for. Still nice and sunny. We've had a bit of rain up in Palermo, but I don't think they've had any down here yet. Anything worth mentioning. But there will be more rain and a few storms in the run-up to Christmas. But as I said in previous films, it's mainly in January and February we get most of the rain. But what makes up for it is that that's when the spring flowers start appearing as well. So it's not so much of a worry when you got all those pretty flowers to look at. So in a few weeks, all the brown you see in the current Cyprus films will be replaced by green. And we're just coming up to returning for Thalassa Hotel. There's a sign posted for the archaeological site that's here. I mean, I think it costs about €3 or something to get into as well. It's not really worth it. There's not a lot there at all. There's so many better places to go to. Anyway, on that note, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next film. Take care. Cheers.